Okay, yeah, looks like it's working. Um, sure. Tell me about Triple Trail. What do you normally think of when you play this map?
Hmm. Well, I think I mean it's definitely like I think it's definitely like a situational, like there isn't it's like dynamic, I guess, or free flowing or whatever you want to call it. And um a lot of blasting, a lot of like you know having to be good at blast strategy, and also like just major decision making between like power ups, cannons, and teleporters as mode of transportation, depending on the situation, I think.
Yep. Um,
So
there's definitely a lot of map specific knowledge, which is not really something that I can help anyone with. You just kind of have to have a good sense of when the teleporter is better, when the cannon is
hmm
better, and when it is worth your time to go for a power up, and that will be best. So
right.
that is a very like nuanced conversation, and we can definitely talk about that when it comes up during this game, whether you made the right or wrong decisions around that. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's a big part of this map for sure. In terms of what makes me pretty good on this map is there when it comes to the cannons, there's a lot of opportunity for both mega and blast mind games that can really,
Right.
really screw over your opponent. And the reason for this is the large transition times between islands. So there is no default on this map. Now, there could technically be a best spot in the entire map for whatever island comes. Like on average, this will be the best. Maybe it's the blue island near the close side that we're seeing right here, or maybe it's the pink
hmm
island. But that doesn't matter because it takes almost 10 seconds to get there from some areas of the map. And so, with none of the gems really being that bad to get in terms of you always would sack a gem, that's not really how this map works because a lot of times it's going to be okay. Like, you won't be punished that much for picking up the last gem here. There's still times where it won't be
Yeah.
optimal, but you never want to leave more than one gem, really, because there's
Yeah.
only six in each spawn, and most of them don't take
hmm
a long time to get. So you're never going to have more than 5 seconds to get anywhere.
Right.
And that means that you need to be thinking about the best default on the island you are currently on, given your current power up situation, which is a pretty dynamic puzzle, like you were saying. So
Yeah.
that's an opportunity for players that are quick on their thinking feet to kind of set themselves apart for other
hmm
people. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So I guess we can just dive into it. Um, what is
Sure.
kind of your thought process when you see this blue spawn?
Just right now, I know there's some super jumps nearby and also a blast. And the blue, that current spawn location looks well. See, I can't tell exactly where that is from that picture. I think.
Well, you should know. You should know exactly where it is.
Well, okay.
I'll tell
Let
you
me.
why. Because there's three blues on this island. One, two, three. So if this one
Okay.
spawns, you know it's in the back because this is
So
the only blue in this area.
yeah. All right. So teleporter then is
Exactly.
pretty close to it. Yeah.
So this is going to be, if we both think the same thing, this is going to be a game of blast chicken a little bit here, uh,
hmm
because we're both going to be rushing for that and trying to go for the teleporter. Now
Yeah.
that it is kind of a hard spawn to read, like when you only have like a couple seconds to do it, so it's kind of a decent chance that one of us will get this wrong. I really have no remembrance or recollection of this game, so we're just going to see what
I
happens.
also don't. So
Oh, it's actually right in front of us. Yeah. So I blast you up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I get stuck at the bottom, and we both take TP. You should get this. We share it. Okay, that's fine. Um, so what do you know about this position here relative to where I'm at?
mm,
Before you even take this gem, what do you know?
well, I think you're right on the orange teleporter, right? So if or you're like that's where you just went, was to that area where there's the orange teleporter, and then I can't remember if there's also a power up there.
Yeah, and what gem did I just pick up at the orange teleporter?
Oh wait, can you rewind for just a sec?
I'm gonna give you the answer.
Oh, I see. I think it was. Oh, yeah, the
It's a
yellow and
yellow.
okay, and the blast.
It's a yellow and it's a blast, right?
Hmm.
Um, so because it's a yellow, you know that every single time I'm going to take this. It's not a
Yeah.
yellow worth sacking, and you know that there's a blast over here. You should know that there's a blast over here.
Uh-huh.
We should also know that this teleporter sucks. This is basically the one
Hmm.
teleporter that you're never going to take because it takes you to the bottom of the orange.
Yeah, I kind of remember that now.
So there's basically once you get the blast, there's no point in hanging around here. This transition on the teleporter is not good, except for like
Yeah.
one spawn that maybe could be useful. So
Hmm.
that means, and we talked about this in an earlier review, you know that even though that there's still other gems in this spawn that are up when you go in for this gem, you know that I'm going to take this. So
Right.
you should know as you're here that if you pick up this
Hmm.
gem, the next spawn will come.
Hmm.
And when you do that, you don't have a blast or a power up.
Yeah.
You're going to get a mega, but a mega is not really going to help you all that much. And
Okay.
so the best case for you is that either the next spawn is on this half of the blue island, otherwise I win, or the
Hmm.
spawn is basically over here in the far part where this teleporter takes you.
Right.
Anything else I win because I have blast advantage and I have positioning advantage to the center of the blue island with cannon access.
Yeah.
And so this is your first mistake. Now, as we're going to
Mhm.
see, you get lucky, and there's a
Right.
all red spawn in front of you. This is an opportunity to completely negate that tempo advantage that I would have had. And you probably should
Hmm.
actually win this spawn because there's a mega right here. So we'll see what
Right.
happens. Okay, yep, 4-2. And I blast you off the teleporter. Now, you should know
Hmm.
that I have blast here.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you were thinking about my positioning at the time, but I'm never going to let myself get too far away from the center of the island to finish up that spawn, and I'm going to be pathing to the center after it. The number one thing that you
Hmm.
can do with blast on this map is make people completely whiff on the cannon, respawn on the same island they were on, and lose the whole spawn. And so
Yeah.
you need to be thinking a lot more about where I am rather than where the cannon is in front of you, because you should know where the cannon is in front of you.
For sure.
And so
So what do you
I'd
think
probably
I?
get this whole spawn. What do you think you should do? Or what do I think you should do?
Yeah, like could I try to kill you with the mega, or like
Um,
look
you
try to
have
find you
you have
and
2 seconds on the mega, so this is your problem right here.
yeah.
Is you jump. You see?
Hmm.
Now when you're in the air, you have no recourse for when I blast you. You're gonna go up and away flying. But if you're on the ground,
Yeah.
you have traction, right? And
Hmm.
so when I blast you forward, you could kind of just jump over this thing and go into the cannon after a little bit of rolling left. Or
Hmm.
B, you can just come into a complete stop in time because you have the increased mega traction on this ground.
Hmm.
So you should be able to completely catch yourself if you're thinking about this.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's not the end of the world. You do have a mega here, and you're actually going to win the spawn because of it. But I definitely could have done more damage.
Hmm.
I think it's faster to jump mega up to the ramp here.
Yeah. Just didn't read it quickly enough.
Yep. Completely pointless mega. Yeah. Try not to use power ups over 1 point like this.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess your plan was that you were going to stay on and have the mega for a few more seconds, but this left you with no power up for the next spawn.
Yeah.
It was good to get a blast here, though. Okay, you leave the last red. Good. Grab the gyrocopter. I like that.
And yeah, I
Yeah,
got blasted.
I had blast advantage there. That's just how it goes. I like your line. Definitely better than mine. Okay. Is this a good red to take?
Probably not. I should probably just turn around and go to the center.
You do have a gyrocopter.
And yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. If you realize that I don't have a power up, then it's actually a good idea to take this because you can fly before I can get a super jump, right? And gyro's
that's
gonna be
true.
faster than super jump, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did I blast you again?
No, I was
You
just
just had too
trying to
much speed.
dodge. Yeah.
Alright. We're not doing anything. We're just watching and waiting while I have mega advantage. You get lucky again.
Yeah.
Why don't we get the gyro? Or did I take the gyro? There's a gyro right behind you.
Oh yeah. I was just looking at the teleporter, and then I was thinking about like.
The teleporter's not gonna move.
Yeah, true.
Alright, that's twice now you've gotten bailed out.
I didn't even get the blue because he blasted me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Again, you're sitting here, and I know where the blast is. I'm going to get blast because I know that this blast is worth more than the 3 reds. I also know that you can't get these 3 reds in however long it's going to take me to get the blast. So this is a safe blast to grab, and it gets me another blue. I do like just sitting on the blast spawn a little bit because you're pretty close to both cannons and you're already on the blue island, so it's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
So just something you can think about. I would definitely recommend that when you don't have any like power up and you just need to be have quick transitions.
Yeah.
Because if it is on the blue island, you can usually just grab one of the megas there and you're gonna be good. Obviously, I had blast advantage here, so you would be pretty risky.
Right.
Okay. So I just basically have endless blast advantage because I am having better positioning for these spawns. I'm getting a plurality of the spawn, and then I'm ditching it and going for the blast. And you know this blast is right here, right?
I probably didn't know that in the moment, but yeah.
Very important. There's 2 blasts on every island, I think.
Right. Is that something I could have seen if I had like
power up
power
radar?
ups on...
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. I recently turned that on, and it's so much better.
It's a helpful reminder, but you shouldn't rely on it. Like I don't even use it. What I use it for is knowing that if it's currently available or not, because you can tell whether it's currently there through a wall. But I know by heart the positioning of it, as I do on pretty much every map.
Yeah, I can try to do that too.
Yeah, so you come over here, you get a gyro. But again, gyro is going to be weak to the blast advantage that I have, and you get blasted.
Yeah. I think I just assumed that because I was going for such a like far away line that you wouldn't be able to catch me in midair, but yeah.
The cannon's pretty fast. My blast tempo is 100% what's winning me this game, by the way.
Yeah.
You are getting many spawns very close to you, and usually not getting most of it.
Oh my god.
This is just awareness, man. You gotta be thinking about where I am. It's not as simple as, oh, I have a gyrocopter, so I'm faster than everyone.
For sure.
Bad respawn. Looks like I completely messed up the gyro. See the problem? You're jumping on the red, I'm jumping on the blast.
Yeah.
One red is not worth this blast. This blast is the most valuable thing in this spawn right now.
Mm-hmm.
You get knocked off, and I get the rest.
Right.
I think I probably should have just stayed down here and gotten and denied you the blast because I can track the respawn timer on it. But what I did was I went up there to get that blast, if that wasn't evident.
Right.
Okay, you get a blast here. We should both have super jumps. Did I blast you backwards? Yeah.
No, I blasted you forwards into the blue.
Okay, well, someone got blasted, and yeah, that was the difference. And when
Yeah.
when people have blasts like this, like if you're going a far distance, you generally want to be the first to go off. If you're going a short distance, you generally want to be the second to go off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. For oh.
Yeah. So I know it's like blue on blue and kind of hard to see, but you should know that if like there's a spawn right here near where one of the 3 blues on the island is, you should be thinking about it. It's like, is there a blue here?
Mm-hmm.
This happens to me on Terrace Tundra all the time because it's blue on blue tile and it's really hard to tell. But if there's a spawn in that area where a blue could spawn, I know to look for it. And this should have been your blue if you were thinking that way.
Yeah. Wait, is there a blast in? There is no blast in that region, right? Because
right here.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, there's
the,
like
the two
on
on this island are you have this one in the corner and this one on the little bridge between the cannons.
Right, because what I was probably knowing me like back then, like a month ago, I was probably thinking like, like, oh, I'm just gonna get blasted again. But you know, I didn't really track. I mean, like, I should know that there's nothing there that you could have gotten in that time.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the blasts like a little bit before, like on the orange, the one where like the spawn was it was like 20 seconds ago, I think.
You want me to go back?
Yeah. Like, could I have played that better? It was right after this spawn.
Right here, you should have gotten the blast first. You eventually did get it first, but you kind of hesitated. Right. So what I'm doing in a lot of these moments is like I dove on the blast first and then used it to blast you, right? So this happened at 45 seconds. So when is the blast going to respawn?
At 40.
No, 38.
38, yeah.
And so I'm not actually looking at the clock and thinking about this. I have an internal like, okay, it's about time kind of situation, and you should too.
No, for sure.
This is like a pretty much worthless spawn, right? It's 6 reds. So
I knew, yeah. I mean, I knew it was 7 for like the other power ups, but for some reason, like, whenever I'm actually in the heat of a moment in a game, it feels like time goes by way faster. So that's why I was like, but no, I see what you mean.
Power ups are 5-second duration, 7-second respawn. So
yeah.
So 38's right now, and there it is.
Yeah.
In this situation, I thought it would be better, I guess, at the time to go up for positioning and get that blast, since you don't really like to stay down here. But if I knew that I was going to have blast advantage over you and I could deny you, like, this is probably the better decision. But if you were as good of a player at me at blast, like the play I did is the best decision again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, so that one right there, like what was the one where I like tried to knock you off and then you sent me back.
Here?
Yeah. Wonder if I could have tried to get you off.
Here's your problem. You jumped before blasting me. Remember what I told you about blast vectors?
Yeah.
So you're in the air here, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the ground, and so you are pushing
Mm-hmm.
me. This is your blast vector, and you went to college, right? We can break it into our X and Y components,
Yeah.
right? And so
Mm-hmm.
basically a decent percentage of your thing is going. I mean, we'll say it's a 50-50 split here. So you're losing half of your blast power that's going into the ground. So you're only
Yeah.
sending me half as far this way, and in reality, it's actually less because I'm hitting the ground, I'm getting friction, and I'm slowing down even more.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you did not jump, I'm pretty sure you knocked me off the edge here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see how close I was even without.
Right.
And if I'm off the edge here, you probably get that blast, and you have tempo advantage to go off here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in reality, you should have already. I guess I just reacted faster.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting play with the ice.
I'm not sure what the vision was there.
Turns out ice is slippery. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember why. I think I had to like. I don't remember why I did that. Something IRL maybe.
I
But
mean, the
anyway,
game
yeah,
was over. It's kind of whatever.
that's true.
Probably 15, 20
Yeah.
point win. Given the spawns that you had, you probably should have like won by 5 to 10 if you played as well as I did with the blasts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think it is very much math knowledge part with
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
where the blasts are, but I know we spoke before and on like the Apex VOD about tracking, and there were a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times in this game. I can think of two big ones, which was when I blasted you out of this cannon, and when I came up this ramp and megaed you after you gyroed, where you just did not
Yeah.
think about where I could have been at all. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that like you do fall victim to quite a lot because you're a very like selfish player in terms of your playstyle. It's very much about like your speed, your pathing, not a lot about
Mm-hmm.
the interaction between players, which is not a bad
Mm-hmm.
thing, but you just need to kind of think about this a bit more. And that's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this got me a spawn and a half basically between the two of them, plus
Right.
whatever tempo advantage I would have had from knocking you off. So,
For sure.
and the rest of it was mostly just blasts. I mean, yeah, there was not really any borderline transition points in this game where it was a tough call to make between teleporter or cannon or power up.
Yeah.
So, in a lot of Turbo Trail games, you're going to have those moments where it's kind of ambiguous what the best play is, but I didn't think you made any kind of like pathing mistakes really, other than not
Mm-hmm.
using the last 5 seconds well or picking up last reds that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see if we can find Sprawl, unless you have any further questions about that one.
Uh yeah. No, that sounds good. I mean, I think I was definitely in a lot of these games I was trying to like think about whether I should, because when playing you, um like sometimes I was on the fence about whether to try and like get in there with the blasts and counter you, or just accept that you're like that blasting is sort of your thing and try to find my own way to win, and then I ended up doing neither.
Yeah. No, I think people that have adopted my kind of blasting strategy against me, like Mazik and Frost, have
Mhm.
had a lot more success than the people that haven't. But
Yeah.
obviously, if you are good enough, like you saw my series against Zedron, he didn't play any. He didn't even try and entertain my last game on his own,
Mhm.
and he could easily beat me on maps like Prophetic, uh,
Yeah.
or Skating was pretty close, but he still had that too. So it really depends. Like you can pick maps to your style, but it is going to make it very hard for you to win hunting around or points
Mhm.
at the radar against me. You know, so
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of your choice, but I think trying to incorporate this into your play has made people better players, more well-rounded. So I would
Hmm.
encourage you to do that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to accept that it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even if you
So,
don't incorporate it into your own play, it'll give you a better understanding about what your opponent is trying to do, and that helps you make
mhm.
better educated decisions.
Yeah. Zedron is just like so good at maximizing his like movement skill under pressure. I mean partially having like won everything that he has, like he doesn't really
Right.
feel that pressure anymore. Like cuz I have practice games where I definitely feel like I'm moving around as well as Zedron, but I just don't, I'm haven't kept that up in matches.
Yeah, and I don't think you will be able to rely on that until you have won things like he has. Um,
Yeah.
and
That's okay. I mean,
I'm sure you will be Unk Zedron status if that does happen, which it hopefully
right,
will in
right.
time. But until
Mhm.
then, you're going to have to become a more well-rounded player
Yeah.
because the nerves is going to affect kind of your cerebral strategy less than it is your hands and trying to show up big movement moments at the time under pressure, right? I mean, we talked about
Right.
those apex plays where you had like a 15% chance of making that edge hit. I mean, that number goes way down when you're in a
Mhm.
quarterfinal or finals
Oh
against
yeah,
good
for sure.
players, and so the math gets even worse towards you.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's valid. Damn, that's like my that's gonna be the that Apex Edge hit's gonna be like the catch-all for like my.
Yeah, I'll try and find
Mhm.
some more cases, so it's not just that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you will.
Anyway, let's talk about
Hmm.
Sprawl. I mean, frankly, I consider you to be better than me at this map, apart from the blasting element of it. So,
Hmm.
what is kind of you think your shortcomings on this map that leads to losses against top players?
Um, well, yeah, I guess it's just like I'm kind of trying to figure out um like I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how much of your strategy on this map to adopt and how much to just sort of do my own thing.
Hmm.
Um, and so, and also, yeah, I think
Okay.
that's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, if that's all it is, then that sums it up nicely.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk about my strategy then. So
Hmm.
my play is I consider this basically a one default map, but in reality there's
Hmm.
a few. But the supreme one that usually you can get is right here on this central blast, and then you have a
Hmm.
super speed. There's a couple different ways you can
Right.
get a super speed. There's one in the back here. There's one here, and there's one on this ramp over here.
Hmm.
Usually you're going to have enough time to get one of these three depending on where you're coming from. There's also
Hmm.
actually a super speed over here if you're coming from this spawn and coming back to the center. So from
Yeah.
all sides of the map, basically you can get a super speed. There's one back here and this far corner of the
Hmm.
map. Um, and it's very important. Super speed is very very important in this map. Gyro is also good to have, but you really only want the gyro if you're on a corner spawn and you're intending to pick up the last gem.
Yeah.
Because then you can beat someone if it's a across the map kind of spawn. And
Hmm.
so by sitting here or sometimes here, I actually prefer this position if I already have a super speed, but usually you will only have time to get a super speed and come to this blast. But if you already have a
Hmm.
blast and I mean by the time that you have 5 seconds, then you can actually come up here and this is the preferred spawn because you can get this one really quick. You can get this one really quick. Over
Hmm.
here, obviously, you're gonna win. Over here for this blue, you're gonna win. And it
Yeah.
is just fundamentally closer to these spawns. So,
Hmm.
and obviously, you can jump over and grab this mega if it is this spawn, which is a really common one. So,
Hmm.
this is kind of the best, but this is like probably 80% of the time what I end up playing.
Hmm.
Now, against uh, top players, that's what I do, and no one else really does it. There are a
Hmm.
few players that have basically copied what I've done when it comes to playing Sprawl against them. I think A Game and Turk have really leaned into this because both of
Right.
them were very like aggressive already on Sprawl, and this kind of gives them a more reliable way of setting up that set play. But
Mhm.
when I play like Frost or Mazik or these kinds of players, they're kind of just everywhere and using good movement and good box navigation and very like diversified prep on the fly and using stuff like this gyro and this mega or like flying over here grabbing this mega before the spawn. Yeah, so
I like that one a lot.
it's very good.
Yeah.
um so my like dynamic thinking on this map is not as good as it is on other maps because people just have years and years of entrenched knowledge on this map. They have a very
Mhm.
good feel for like what to do in the moment. I'm not quite there, and what like these kinds of defaults do for me is it kind of simplifies my thinking in that like okay, I know how to get every spawn in the game from these two spawns. I don't have
Mhm.
to like that simplifies my life. It makes me far less likely to make mistakes and choke out spawns because I
Mhm.
have done the transition from A to B like hundreds and hundreds of times. So
Right.
this is a big benefit of defaulting, and it makes it very hard for people that are like definitively worse players than me to ever beat me on Sprawl. Um,
Mhm.
because unless you find a way to counter and deny the default, which is possible but hard to do, and I really don't see that many people attempt to, other than
Mhm.
aforementioned like the people that are also going for the same strategy. Uh,
Mhm.
it's very hard to beat me comprehensively because I'm gonna get some
Right.
of every spawn and I'm not gonna make a mistake that chokes spawns.
Mhm.
Now against top players, I kind of just get outpaced a little bit, and I find that against you, you are very inconsistent. You will either beat me on pace or you will make mistakes and I will win.
Yeah.
So that is basically how it works. So we're gonna see what happens this game, and I'm sure there are things that
Mhm.
I could tell you that would make you better, but that
Mhm.
doesn't mean that I am like better than you on this map. I think you have all the tools to beat me on this
Mhm.
map, and I'm not even sure my strategy is the best one.
All right.
Like you should just be like 10% faster than me on most of these skill based spawns. And as you can see there, I have no default to prep for, and you beat me 5-2 because you do the same play faster.
Mhm.
I think it
Yeah,
was
I know.
actually in my favor to be behind you here
Mm.
because I had more time to
Yeah.
react and get the spawn.
Right.
Okay, yep, I like grabbing the super speed on the way in there, and now grab. Oh, you got lucky.
Yeah.
Not a good red to grab.
Mhm.
I realize that you do have super speed, and I may not. Right? I'm not sure if I do or not.
Mhm.
If I'm going this way, I'm probably trying to grab this now. But because this
Mhm.
is kind of like down, you don't really have a lot of great lines with the super speed. You're gonna have to come out, and there's no ramps up in this area unless you like come down and jump on this or the one back
Mhm.
here. And at that point, you're spending time that you're trying to make up with your
Yeah.
super speed, which is not great. So this is generally
Mhm.
not a good red to take. But on Sprawl, there's a very high chance compared to other maps that taking the last red will reward you. But it is basically just playing the slot machine.
Yeah.
Wow. I did
Yeah.
blast
See
here
there, that feels like I had a pretty significant advantage, and yet we came out like even.
because you blasted before I got here. I think
Yeah.
like the gems aren't gonna move, dude. I'm the one
Maybe I should
moving.
like
You need to
wait
look
for
at
you to.
me. You've done this. You've cleared this spawn hundreds and hundreds of times in your career. Like you know where the gems are. You know they're gonna be right behind
Mhm.
you. Um,
Right.
so I want you to look at me instead of looking at the gems, because then you know when to blast me.
Yeah.
And I do this all
Mhm.
the time. Like the gems will be right behind me. I don't care. Like I know not gonna move. I know I'll get them if I can get the blast right.
Mhm.
The other thing is that you're already at the spawn, and I am jumping over a gap to come to this spawn, right? And
Yeah.
so when you blast me, I'm gonna have the momentum this way. And remember what I told you on sweep about the best blast to do. You don't really want to oppose my
Yeah.
momentum with blast because I'm going to outpower you with my speed. And
Mm-hmm.
so, what you would rather do is wait for me to come up onto this spawn and then blast me away. There's like a
Mm.
lot of hills to
Okay.
roll down. It's very hard to recover from this area.
Mm-hmm. Because my initial thought after watching that back was like, oh, maybe I could have turned around and sent you down the ramp, but
Yeah.
I think what
You
I think what
denied
you
my
just said
blast
is
here,
better.
so you have a big advantage and you need to make use of it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going for the default. You are picking up a red that is not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to work out for you. But I had time to grab the blast first. I didn't feel the
Mm-hmm.
need to use it here over like 2 points that you were going to get. So
Right.
I hold this now. I think I blasted you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get some extra momentum, and you have to use gyro to recover. Good recovery.
Mm-hmm.
It's unlucky for you. Why is this
Mm.
like what you're doing?
I don't know. I thought it was like relatively central, I guess.
I think if I was gonna do this, I would stand like here or here
Okay.
because there's basically two spawns on this side of the map. There's this one and there's this one, and there's also this one.
Mm.
These are the only three spawns that you have an advantage on if you're here instead of these two.
Mm.
Whereas
Okay.
if you're at these two, you win this, you win this, you win this, you
Mm-hmm.
win this, you win the one in the pit by a lot, you win the ones over here, and so just numbers wise, this is better. And also the blues are like three blues over here, and like I mean this blue's an even bet, and then there's like two over here. So numbers wise, on average, you're better off standing closer to the center. This is not central enough.
Okay.
If you had a super speed, you could just stand on this right behind you and you'd be good. But with the mega, it's
Mm-hmm.
not really what you want to do.
All right.
And I mean, if you look at the margin that I had to that blue ahead of you, you're
Mm-hmm.
barreling in with the mega. If you had a little bit of extra distance from standing closer, not only do you share the blue with me, but you knock me out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And we know the spawns on this map are dreadful, right?
Oh yeah.
For respawning. Okay, good hit from me.
Yeah.
I want to go back because
Mm.
you had a huge lead at the start of this game. So where did that kind of go away? This was a lucky spawn for me. Made up some ground,
Um.
and then
So
basically here I made up 10 points on you.
yeah. And then there was the couple spawns before where like you
The
there was
gyro,
another bad one that I
yeah.
picked up, I think.
Okay, good blast. I would actually recommend even coming closer to the pillar when you blast, because blast is a
Mm-hmm.
5 tile range, and so if I'm
Right.
like on the far side of this when you do it, you won't hit
Mm-hmm.
me. But if you come up here and jump close to the wall when you blast, then you're basically
Uh-huh.
gonna hit me no matter what. And this is what I always make sure to do when I'm coming up here. Is a lot of times
Yeah.
I'll even let the other person come get this spawn area first, and then I'll blast them off.
I remember you talked about that with Mistrox, right? And
Yeah.
Treasure Box. Uh,
There's got to be a faster way to do this, right?
I mean,
I guess not. I guess
Jump
the faster
Blast.
way was not picking up this last red.
Yeah.
As it turns out to be many a time. Yep. I mean
I mean,
that's gonna cost you at least 10 points.
yep.
You got one back from the red though.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
I was
an
going for
Eguy
the
mistake.
little.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
you're going
going
for
for
the
the
hole,
like.
right?
Yeah.
Did you jump? I feel like you could have just natural bounced.
Probably.
Yeah,
Although
jumping like guarantees you're dead there.
I thought I could slow down enough. I don't know.
Looks like you also didn't natural bounce when you like hit this spot right here. Yeah, you slide.
Mm, yeah.
But I think at that point it was too late.
And
Right.
then oh no.
Yeah. If you're gonna gyro, you don't want it to be from here because you have this wall in front of you. And you can get over the wall, but it does take a little bit of extra time to get that height.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just gyro from where you can pick it up, then you're good to go. You can get to places pretty quick. I like the attempt, but you do not have nearly the momentum into the wall you need.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is another like risky play that's like unneeded, right? Compared to like what I'm doing. I'm getting a blast. You get the blast this time. I feel like why do you feel compelled to do this? Like, you have blast advantage over me. Like, just press blast here. I go flying off the edge and get a terrible respawn. You're going up and over to the spawn.
I wanted to use it closer to the spawn. I think that's another tracking thing.
Yeah. My green camouflage again.
Yeah, I did find a way to re-enable name tag. I don't know why it stopped working for me.
Fast mode, I think, disables it.
Yep.
Now, here's an example where it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
What were you trying to do? Oh, just hurt me in some way?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so you're gonna... Oh, I even come up. I figured I would have just gotten the rest. Nice super speed. By the way, like a big counter to the blast strategy in playstyle is like people that are good with super speeds because they can 180 super speed. But I think your problem and why you don't do that nearly as much as people like Frost do is because you just don't know when I'm going to blast you. Like you don't have a feel for when the optimal time is to blast because you don't blast yourself. But against people like Mistrox and Frost, like half the time my blasts don't do anything other than trade a super speed from them. So
yeah,
that's something you need to be thinking about.
I actually really like pulling that off, but I just don't do it often enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this, but it's not really ideal. I mean, it's just a lucky spawn for me too. But
I think
if you were on the ramp, you at least get a lot more of that.
Oh shit. No, before this game, I think this was I remember reading like Zedron's comment about like, oh, if we played Sprawl in the like semifinals, I would have just gotten every last red so you don't have time to camp. And so I was trying to do that myself, but it like was just not implemented correctly.
Yeah. I think people think that will work against me better than it does. Because like I can also go into like faster pace mode and like but I know what to sacrifice in order to do it. So I end up getting like more power-ups than my opponent anyway without sacrificing too much time. So probably only like Zedron could pull that off. I don't even think Frost could against me.
Yeah. Like there's just too many times where you're in a better position.
Because I know the timings on everything, like the time it takes to get to a default, the time it sacrifices to grab a power up, and I usually can do the math in my head of what's worth it and what's not. And so I know what the backups are in a pinch, and other people don't. So when they speed up their game, they just go power upless. And so that can create an even bigger advantage sometimes. I mean, we're just out in the middle of nowhere here with a super jump. And you have last, but if you can't get in range on a blue swan like this, you're not gonna really be able to use it.
Yeah.
And what's worse is that like this blue is mine at some point, and you just kind of go out of bounds for it anyway
Mm,
when I already am.
yeah. Well, I think I saw you sort of getting everything else, and I thought I could maybe jump scare you, and then you had the super speed. But I probably shouldn't be
Yeah,
thinking
because
like
I'm
that
tracking
anyway.
where you are, right?
Yeah.
This is a good play on the boxes here.
I like that one.
Really nice bounce against the wall.
Yeah, thanks. That's a
Did
fun
you
one to
know the
do.
super jump, the super speed was respawning?
Maybe? I don't know.
Well, it was good if you did. All right, so I have like a 30-point lead at this point,
Yeah.
and probably like a quarter of it is due to difference in blast, and the rest of it is due to you just picking weird spots to stand and picking last reds.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of a similar story here, where you just need to
Hmm.
kind of lay off the last reds a little bit, or at least ask yourself a meaningful question if it's worth it. Because and like
Hmm.
yes, answering that question is going to take like 2 seconds for you to figure out, but you're never going to get faster answering those questions until you start asking them.
Yeah.
Eventually, if you do it enough like me, you will answer the question subconsciously and very quickly.
Hmm. Yeah.
Did I blast you there?
I don't think so. I super speeded.
Oh, you super speeded. Gotcha.
Hmm.
Another good play. Yeah, I mean, mechanically, you're playing better in a lot of these spawns.
Mm.
To no surprise.
Right.
Good blast. Good blast.
Little late to the party.
Oh no. Get the yellow because you're gonna leave a gem anyway. You may as well leave the yellow or leave the red.
Mm.
It'd be a 1 point difference, and you
That's
don't
true.
you don't need the full 5 seconds because I already have a lead on you to this default. You're not getting any of it.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
may as well get the yellow. Maybe the super speed respawn. We get the super speed back there as well behind the spawn. Um,
Right. Always forget about that one.
I know everyone does, but it's a backup that you can use in niche situations like this.
Yeah.
Every time I
No, it's
watch you,
interesting.
we're just like jumping around for fun. It's like I don't know. Like I do sometimes send it like that into the blast, but there's not a lot of time to like steady yourself when that happens, and I think it did kind
Yeah.
of make you miss the ramp.
Hmm.
Like again, we're sending it into the blast, and it's not bad, but like you just do this every spawn. It's so fascinating to me. Yeah. Once again, need to slow yourself down. And
Yeah.
there's days where you just kick my ass on sprawl and you don't ever like overshoot like this. But like, what's the
Yeah.
plan? Like, how do you not do this? Because like, how are you ever slowing down here?
I don't know. I mean,
Do you always like go for this from here?
no, I think I was just,
Like maybe if
yeah.
you natural bounce on the when you land here instead of sliding.
Hmm.
But again, like high burden of execution, I just am already here.
Right. I mean, like, yeah, I think
And you get blasted. Yeah.
I was pretty much screwed as soon as you got the tempo advantage because like the kind of stuff that I've been doing like works a lot
Mm-hmm.
better when
Pointless mega, by the way.
yeah.
Why is it pointless?
Because there's 3 seconds or no, not three. I can't see, but
It's 5 seconds on the
yeah,
clock.
5.
So if you're gonna jump mega me, do it. Wait until it's like 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Something.
Yeah.
What a joke from me. I got nothing. Okay, that was better too. Should get this. Yeah, Constellation Blue. How was I there? I just sacked the spawn, I see.
Yeah. I think you got the blue as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, look at the reds.
I mean, this is very common for me.
I never noticed that.
Well, if you think about it, it makes sense. Why?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, for sure.
Because when I default, I will get to the spawn usually faster, and I'll have blast that gives me the high priority gems, which are the yellows and blues. And then
Yeah.
I leave a spawn early, and the person cleans up the reds usually. So okay, I feel like that game had a little bit like less meat on it than Triple Trail did, even though Triple Trail was a shorter map. But
Yeah, maybe.
it was a combination of like uncomfortable minor mistakes from you, or mechanical mistakes, sorry, and then more last reds, which you know, and then player tracking and blast, which you know. So I hope you are seeing the trends in every different map is all kind of the same root problems.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some map knowledge stuff here and there that I'm always happy to point out, but I mean, there's basically no map knowledge I can bestow upon you for Sprawl. You know Sprawl. Everyone knows Sprawl.
That's fair.
Yeah. Now, maybe there's power-ups that you haven't been utilizing as much as you should, like the super seed behind that one spawn that I was talking about. But
there's that gyro, like there's the gyro way out there towards the like the blue, the little blue on the tower.
Yeah, on the ramp.
I think like historically I've always like after so there's like the corner spawn that's kind of near where that blue is. I would always like get the corner spawn and then immediately like get the gyro.
Right
And
here.
yeah, like that's and I think I mean like for that it worked. But lately I've started to gravitate more towards like super speed and mega. Like if there's, you know, if there's a red that I'm leaving and I
Is
have
that
to
just
like
because the gyro is slow or susceptible to blasts, or you just think the other ones are better?
I think well yeah, well I mean like it depends. Like since there was no gems left and they're like then the gyro was appropriate. But if I'm like if I'm leaving a last red or two in that area, I think I like the super speed and mega more because oftentimes I've like gone for the gyro and then like the spawn is somewhere over in that far area, like and then I get screwed. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean you're right, like this gyro is, let's say this is 2 seconds. This super speed and the super speed like ramp default here, this is much more. This is like 4 seconds. And you have 4 seconds. So if you're leaving a gem, this is now a viable option. If you're playing the old school style where you're just gonna get the spawn and move on and get to the next spawn as fast as you can with whatever you have, like obviously this gyro is the best option that you have. So it may just be like the reality of this comp mode world, where the sort of longer defaults are proving their worth, right? Because basically, in order for this play to be better than this play, it needs to have an EV of greater than 1 point difference, because it is this red that is giving you that 1 point.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that seems to be the case, as it is in many other areas. So this is kind of the intrinsic math that your brain needs to be doing.
Okay, yeah. No, that's really interesting. It's like I think a lot of my questions about this game in particular were like how I not just like how much of your Sprawl style I should adopt, but then there's also like when I'm whether I'm playing against you or someone like Z for Frost.
Hmm.
Um, like because that and then like should I how should I adapt my strategy? Maybe at some point I should review
Yeah,
one
I
of
should
my.
I should review a game that you have versus a speed-based top player to really be able to help you with that.
Yeah,
Because I am
yeah.
like so far above your level when it comes to the blasts and the strategy element that you have almost no like recourse for actually setting up blasts yourself. But
Hmm.
if I were to watch you play against like Zedron, then
Hmm.
obviously that blast in the middle is always going to be available to you, and you can incorporate it into your lines a lot easier. So
Yeah.
against Zedron, you only need to leave this spawn like 1 second before. But against me, I cut so early that you're gonna have to leave the spawn 4 seconds early, and then I would
Hmm.
outcut you and go 5 seconds early, and then you could decide whether you should go 6 seconds early or whether you should finish the spawn, and it would be worth the 2 points. And so there's this kind of like mind game aspect to cutting in multiplayer that I think hasn't really been fully explored yet, but maybe
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, definitely. No, it definitely feels intimidating, like starting out incorporating your strategies when you've like against you in a game against you when you've like already mastered all of
Yeah,
them.
no, I completely understand
Hmm.
that. So I would say to not be discouraged
Hmm.
because I
Yeah, for sure.
acknowledge that's very difficult. I didn't have to do that when I was learning this because it was always
Nobody else played
available.
that way. Yeah. Except
Yeah,
for, I mean, Turk, like, sort of a little bit, but like, yeah.
yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to take a look at today?
Uh, I mean, I'm not sure how much time you have.
I could do one more if you had something in mind.
Okay. Um, want me to pull up some games against Frost, maybe?
Oh, I think that would be awesome.
Okay. Let's see. Oh man, I haven't played him in a while. I think the last time was probably like August, like
Well, I
mid-August.
mean, yeah,
Um,
that's probably fine. Like, I don't think you
yeah,
or him really changed in playstyle or performance
no, for sure.
all that much. Whereas, like, depending on what month you played me, you played a different player.
Yeah, no, I mean, you were your trajectory just like exploded toward like going into the finals. All right, let me see. I have. Why is it taking me so long to find my channel? YouTube Studio. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Let me be right back. Like 2 seconds.
Sure.
Okay. You know, the sad thing is that I only played one session against Zeef like all summer. It was really fun. I think we went like exactly 50-50. Uh
Well, that's better than
and
almost everyone.
but it was like one of the first rounds that I tried to record. Um and like I didn't have it properly set up so it didn't save.
Do you have Frost?
Hmm?
Do you have games with
Yeah, I
Frost?
do.
Okay.
I have plenty
I
of games
actually
with
think
Frost.
Frost is preferable because Frost has more strategy.
Okay. Let's see. Andy and Barbarica. Okay, live. Let's see. Um, yeah, August 4th. This was a game where this was a set of games where I feel like I um, started kind of really reaching my peak sort of mechanically. And I felt really good that day. Um, there's also a bunch of games in here against like off form Mazik, which I won. But those probably wouldn't be super helpful.
Okay. What are we feeling?
Um, let's see. What did I? Playground was with Mazik. I think I with Frost. He kicked my ass on Requisite and Prophetic. I had like a pretty bad Prophetic game. Um, and then I beat him on Ziggurat, and we had a crazy. Ooh, might be worth looking at our crazy Acropolis 2 game because that's one where I feel like I
Sure.
lack
Yeah.
some.
I would love to look at Acropolis too.
I have some pretty bad, I think, map knowledge deficiency here, but
Yeah, it's a
I don't know.
tough
We'll see.
one. Um,
Yeah.
well, I mean, what's your outlook on this map, I guess?
I mean, I just haven't played it all that much. Like, pretty much all I know is that thing you said about the like default being sort of the ramp with like the super speed, and you can get a mega as well. There's a lot of megas. Um, but I wonder if there's like other places that are kind of not bad because there's so many power ups.
Yeah, no, there are. Um, I mean, the nice thing about the one default is that it's very central. That's kind of what it has
Hmm.
going for it. It doesn't really have like any sort of power advantage that you can't get elsewhere.
Hmm.
It just has the positioning element that you can guarantee. So
Hmm.
that is one big place to play, but not the only one. And there's lots of times during this sort of map where it will be advantageous if you did pick up the last gem and used what power like were nearby. That'd probably
Hmm.
be good. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, we'll take a look at that. Um, any like areas that you know for sure you struggle with?
Hmm. Uh, Besides the sort of usual stuff, I think it's just map knowledge here.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't looked at this game in a while, so maybe we'll see something new.
Yeah. Obviously, I haven't seen this one before, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Um, do you know what the best way to get this first spawn is?
Um,
Maybe this
let me see.
perspective is helpful actually,
Oh,
because you're seeing where you come from.
yeah. Uh, well, there's the gyro up there. I could maybe like gyro and pick up that blast on the way.
Hmm. Uh, which blast are you talking about? This one?
Oh, wait, no, that's too far off to the side. I got.
There's also one here under the ramp.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know that I've really done this transition very much. I think what I would probably do is go up this ramp and grab this blast and then just roll up the hill.
Okay.
But I can tell you what a Frostfire is going to do is grab this gyro and somehow get the entire spawn in one sweep. I think what you do is actually optimal.
Hmm.
The blast is just too slow. Dude, you do not care where Frostfire is or what he is doing. Screw that
Hmm.
guy. Like oh no.
Yeah.
Why don't you try and land on the blast?
I was uh I don't know. I was thinking like I could maybe bounce on the yellow and either get the blue or just, eat shit and end up with the yellow as consolation.
Okay, so if you jump on the little
Yeah.
stair there, you have the height.
Okay.
And if you roll up this ramp, you probably also have the height. But
Hmm.
what you should really be concerned with is if you know the map, you know there's a blast on this little butterfly, and
Oh
so
yeah.
you can
Yeah, yeah,
just blast blast.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're blasting twice, it's like so unlikely that the other guy can actually have any say in this spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Again, you're when this doesn't work out, you're going for yellows, but you should get this blast first.
Alrighty.
Because you can go left or right, and you'll still have the
Mm-hmm.
blast. But once you go left, your opponent can go blast right or right
Oh
blast,
yeah, the
which is
midpoint.
exactly what Frost does.
Oh,
Oh man.
I just didn't. I did not read that spawn.
You saw
It's stuff.
you saw the opportunity to hit an extra wall, and you were like, "Yes, I'd like to do complicated things." Okay, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, good blast from Frost. Yeah, you got to track, man. Like this yellow is like sitting duck for whoever goes to get it. It's a beautiful cliff to be blasted off and then to never return. And you're the sucker this time. But if you just sat here and waited for Frost, you had blast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why do we blast here? You just have no idea where he is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think I could? It seems like a lot of the places where I'm forgetting to track is when I'm like ahead to a spawn, and my first thought is like, okay, gotta rack up the points as quickly as I can before my opponent gets here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good observation. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you are faster to a spawn, there's a lot to think about. When you're faster to a spawn, like you have to think about where your opponent is so you can deny them, but you also have to think about prepping for the next spawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's that balance that I'm sure is like overwhelming for you at times. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the nice thing about just sitting here and waiting is that that's time to think.
Yeah.
You know, you can just sit up here against this wall, you're chilling, you're like, okay, after I blast this guy, I'm gonna get this yellow. I can go down and get the red, and then I can go do the center default, right? Like you could just sit here,
Mm-hmm.
Frost gets blown into oblivion, you get your cheeky little yellow and red, and you come over here to the super speed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're set. You're gonna have 10 seconds to do that. You could even get a mega, get a blast on the way. It's like you're chilling. But instead,
Right.
we're playing too fast paced here.
Mm-hmm.
And Frost is a player who will really punish you for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Unlucky. Not really much to say besides that. Although I would say like Frost doesn't really do this against me because he knows he'll get punished like in the long run for taking last reds like this. He's
Mm-hmm.
much more willing to do it against people like you.
Mm-hmm.
So just expect that from his play if you see him again.
Right.
Wait. We are waiting. We are waiting. We have blast advantage. Sit. Sit on the ground. Just wait. This spawn is like, it's even worse than the last one because if you blast them off of this cliff, they're done. They get nothing. You lose. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's so bad. So if you waste this blast, massive advantage. Like right now, if both of you just sit here, like it's obviously he can like wait out the clock if he really wanted to because he has like enormous lead over you. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like Schrodinger's spawn, right? Until anything happens, you are currently winning this spawn by like 5 points on average because
Mm-hmm.
you have a blast and he doesn't. And this is like the worst spawn in the map to have a blast disadvantage on.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as you press the blast button and you don't actualize that into him dying, your lead evaporates. You're back to
Mm-hmm.
completely even. Yep.
Yeah, I did it like as soon as I saw him coming, rather than really checking.
No, because
like,
remember
where he was.
Remember the impact of jumps on your blasts.
Oh
Both
yeah.
your jump and Frost jump. When you want to get him, is when he jumps up to get the gems, because guess what? He can only get 1 point without jumping on this spawn.
Mm-hmm.
And he can have that as far as I'm concerned. The second this guy
Right.
jumps up onto even this there, he is going to die if you just sit here where you are on this blast. And that's what you need to do. That's where you need to be tracking
Right.
him. And did you jump before blasting again? Yeah, you did. So
Yeah.
again, it's hitting him down and not up and away from the spawn. So yeah,
Mhm.
you really need to be thinking about that positioning when it comes to your blast.
All right.
And as a general rule, like, don't jump before blasting if your intent is to kill. If you're using it for
Mhm.
navigation, like, yeah, by all means, jump before blasting is good. But if you're
Mhm.
trying to kill the other person, stay on the ground.
Okay. And probably also stay on the ground if you're expecting to potentially be attacked.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I never really thought of that.
Oh wow, he really just does not care. Okay. It's like, this red is not good for him.
Mm.
It's like, I would never do this, but like, we're watching a game against you,
If I
you
was
against
playing
someone
you,
else.
I probably shouldn't even go for that second to last one.
I think it was fine, but
I mean,
yeah.
I
But
don't
I
know.
mean, you have advantage now, right? You're going to the center of the map. You're going to get the super speed. You have tempo, position wise.
Mm-hmm.
The only question is how to clear it, which it looks like you don't really have a good idea of how to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with the benefit of time now, how do you think you should approach this?
Um. Well, let's see. Are those three reds like in that little cave?
They're under the cove, yeah, 4 points
And
under there.
they're not connected to that other yellow on the left.
Nope,
Or like
that
there
yellow
isn't.
is up.
Yeah.
You have to wall hit or blast.
So maybe I could just go for one of the yellows first and then path for the other.
Right.
Or the one on the right and then the three in the cave.
Yeah. So I would actually go for this yellow first because you're
Mhm.
carrying your momentum in here. You can just
And
kind of
then wall
slide off
hit.
the ramp, and then you have two options. You either hit off the wall and get red, red, yellow,
Mhm.
or you go into the cave and get 4 points.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Now, the merit to this top is that they're both worth 4 points, but you have positioning advantage because the other guy then has to go into the cave and probably only get 3 points because they're going to have to leave the last red unless they're trolling.
Yeah.
So I think the best line is yellow, wall hit up top, other yellow. And when you're making these decisions, it really matters where your opponent is. So how many seconds lead do you think you have on Frost right now?
Mm, like one or two.
Okay. I'm going to guess 2 to 3.
Okay.
Um, and maybe this is just like me having a better sense of tracking, but I want to, like, you're here at 330.5 on this tile,
Mhm.
right? I just want to go back and look at where he is. We're here at 33.
Oh,
He's going to go over
yeah.
here, and he is moving the opposite direction from the center of the map to pick up that red.
Mhm.
So let's look at when the gem goes down, right there. Okay?
Oh yeah.
So you are 1 second away from him in terms of raw distance, and your momentum is completely opposite. Your momentum is this way, his momentum is this way. At least
Mhm.
partially. And so you have, I would say, at least a 2 second lead.
I guess
Now,
the only doubt is like, what if he has a super speed on him?
right. And you don't always know, right? But you have an
Mhm.
idea because the way you approach spawns is different whether you have a 2 second lead or you're even or they have a 2 second lead. I mean,
Mhm.
the math that you do when it comes to routing is entirely different, and that's a really like fun thing about multiplayer for me is like you have to consider all the variables with your pathing.
Yeah.
Um, but with 2 second lead, like basically you can pull off this yellow into wall hit to get this yellow before this guy could
Mhm.
just come up here and get this yellow. That's the
Right.
important part because if he has time to cut you off and grab this yellow before you can do both yellows, then the spawn is basically even because then at this point you're both just falling down and getting what's left.
Mm-hmm.
But what you do is none of that, so you don't like yellows at all. Okay, I do like the call to pick this one up. Good wall hit. Oh, you get the double spawn bug. This happens when you pick up the last gem exactly right after the spawn timer expires.
Mm.
I am very curious if there's a way to exploit this bug to spawn double spawns on command, but it seems very hard to pull off.
Right. Plus, like, I mean, I don't know what advantage that would give you. I mean, maybe.
Well, let's say that you're trying to mount to come back,
Mm-hmm.
and you need like more points to be on the field in order for you to.
Maybe.
Make up enough of a gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it could be beneficial. Or if like you have better prep for the next spawn than them, you could spawn 2 spawns.
Yeah.
Especially on smaller maps.
Right. Oh, this is my favorite moment. Wait.
He doesn't even get it. Okay, well done.
Thanks.
Like, do you know where he is?
No. Yeah.
I mean, you're flying so slow over here that like I feel like you can be thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you can really realistically dodge him in midair with gyro and still make it to the blue, but I feel like you probably could have gotten this faster.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is you have a full blast bar, and so you kind of have to go slow if you're going to blast.
Yeah.
That's just a little unfortunate. I mean, whatever. You got the blue anyway, and he makes a bad play to come fight you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting what's left. No. Okay.
No
power up. At least you have the blast, but, I mean, in this part of the map, you really want to power up. Okay, perfect. Exactly what you need to do. Use the blast to get the other blast before you worry about the spawn.
That was definitely not intentional, because well, maybe I saw the other blast, actually. I don't know.
Well, you did interact with it earlier. Anyway, Frost completely messed up here. I don't know why we blasted here, though, because if you didn't do this, you get a blue in the next spawn.
Yeah.
Like, why did you just mess up and you were like, oh, I got a blast, or were you consciously trying to keep him down?
I might have just committed to double blasting too early.
Alright, well, you still got the blue, but you definitely could have ensured it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what do we know about Frost right now?
He's got blast advantage.
Okay, good. Glad you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic to super speeds. Okay, he uses that. Not really a good blast. I mean, I guess it's fine, but like, I might have saved it here.
Yeah.
Because you can just roll up the ramp and you're getting the same 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blast share would be nice right about there, but I think you make the good call to get the stuff under the tunnel. Oh, really awkward spawn for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does he not have blast?
He just died.
What on earth? Oh, unlucky.
Oh, no.
Well, that's going to give you the lead.
Yeah.
But again, you don't have, like... I wouldn't have made the blue the last in the spawn once I saw Frost was dying.
Yeah.
I
think I am.
Forgone that last red and just jump up. Because then we can, we have a lot of time. We can 5 seconds to go get this blast and get this super speed, and then we can fight him for this.
Right.
But instead, this is currently his blue. His mistake didn't matter because he just traded blues with you.
I guess we can't all be Death Laura.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow, he missed again? Back-to-back mistakes. Costing a blue. He has such a big lead on you, too.
Yeah.
I don't think he's too familiar with this map either. Okay. Where is Frost?
Good question.
Yeah, it's a rhetorical
Um,
question.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, you've seen where he is now. But did you
Mm-hmm.
in the moment know? You didn't. And that's the important
No.
part. Now,
Mm-hmm.
unless the other guy is like more than 2 seconds away, I'm not jumping up here because
Mm.
I have Blast. And what else? What else do we have that Frost does not right now?
Um. Oh yeah. Mega and super speed.
Right.
Well, Mega's probably gonna run out.
We
But
do. And that is relevant. But I want you to direct you over here. We have the lead of the game.
yeah.
And the clock, while there is time, it's not insignificant. The fact that we have about a spawn worth of lead um, with a minute and a half left to go. And so,
Mm-hmm.
if we decide to both just sit here waiting with Blast, you will win the game.
Okay. Oh.
And what that means is that, well, you should have an idea of where Frost is. But if you know you and Frost are both here and both have Blast, you can sit here. If you know
Mm-hmm.
that you have Blast and Frost doesn't, you can sit here and wait for him to jump and you will win. Because you will
Yeah.
blast him off. Because this spawn is the blasting spawn of the map.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that one on Sprawl that looks just like this, where there's a ramp going down the back and you wait for them to go up the ramp and blast them off. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically the parallel of that
Yeah.
here. And so you have nothing to lose. It's win-win. Whether or not he has blast, you win. You win by waiting.
Mm-hmm.
You win by blasting him. Whether or not he has blast.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just need to wait if we aren't sure where he is.
Mm-hmm.
You do get some points, but yeah, he arrives second to the party and gets the blast on you because you are in the compromised position here.
Mm-hmm.
You did not pick a Frosty highlight reel this game. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, I guess you thought you were in a natural bounce.
Yeah. My plan was like to natural bounce and then do
And
a
then
little
what?
sweep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. But
Because
again,
I saw him coming
why
with.
are we doing this when we have a lead?
Yeah.
It's a risk, right?
Right.
Maybe this is your apex edge hit of the map. Anyway, Frosty gets the whole spawn because you did that, and it's now basically an even game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you would have just tied him on this spawn pretty much. I mean, it looks like he has Mega,
Yeah.
so maybe a small win for him. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, you definitely would have kept more of the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Should I wait there too? Hold on. Hold on.
It's hard. It's hard to tell. But I will say that once you see this spawn, the way you should path is this way, not this way, because your blast will
Okay.
be blast will be in range over him over here, because we know he's still
Yeah.
at that spawn coming from that area of the map. We know that the transition time is low, and that if
Mm-hmm.
he decides to jump up here, he is very vulnerable to a blast. And even once he's
Yeah.
here, if you blast here while he's getting this yellow, it doesn't matter he gets the yellow because you're going to knock him down and get most of the rest of the spawn. But will he be blasted from where you are now? Hard to say. Probably unlikely though, and that's why you should path more to the right. I would also even accept just blasting up faster than you did and getting this blast.
Sorry, my laptop died.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I'm back.
there's not too much more on this one, but we'll close it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm on the edge of my seat now for what happens in this last minute. Good super speed.
Mm-hmm.
Your blast probably hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he recovered well, but yeah, good play. There's a frosty blue. Oh, please don't get both of these reds.
Oh no.
Yep. No blast. Good job picking up a super speed on the way, but I think what you should have done is just get one of the reds, and then there's a blast here, and there's also a blast if you wanted to go that way on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a big advantage if you had the 5 seconds to go reset to where that super speed was.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since Frosty does not have blast here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Why did we go that way? Frost has a mega, and we just don't care.
Uh yeah, I don't know. Like, there's no way. I mean, considering everything else for me in this game, there's no way I like knew it was gonna run out, right? I mean,
Right. I don't think there's any way to know that at that time. Let's see.
maybe I thought that like there was enough
You,
of the
you know he has a mega, right? But I
yeah,
don't think you know exactly that. Oh, he uses it right then.
or maybe I didn't know when he was or what path he was gonna take. I don't know.
That felt
I
like
mean,
a short mega.
yeah, gosh.
I do like to play to send it here for the red yellow sweep because if you look at this, you're going straight down the middle. And so
Mm-hmm.
Frost can go left or right and get 3 points after this, and you're probably still going to be able to clean up whatever he doesn't get. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a good play, knowing that respawns are pretty forgiving on this map. Okay, yep, use the mega. This is a little bit of a weird spawn.
Mm-hmm.
This is another blast that isn't very helpful, but with 20 seconds left in the game, it's forgivable. Because you're above
Mm-hmm.
him, right? So you're mostly sending him into the ground. That vector is more like 80% down at this point.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. This is a friendly, so you're not going to do this, but I would leave this red here.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, make this guy have to clean up as much as he can, because this gem, and the gem behind here are not very close together in terms of the time you have to spend to get them. And so,
Mm-hmm.
if you leave those 3 gems, or at least those 2 gems, you're taking 10 seconds off the clock out of 20. And the lead is basically going to be unclosable at that point.
Yeah.
But as soon as you come down, you get those 2 reds. Like, it's only 5 seconds. You could still technically pull off a miracle, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, most people will not do that in friendlies. I do play like that in my high level practice, but I make it very clear with my opponent that I'm going to treat it like a tournament match.
Yeah.
So make sure you establish that before you decide to employ
Mm-hmm.
camping strategies.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good game. Plenty of mistakes from both of you. So there was a lot to actually break down. More blasting elements for sure, but this time it was definitely like amplified by the lack of map knowledge, where you weren't sure like how to path for blast the best, or how exactly to route, or even just when to wait, and where blasts can be used to be the most punishing. So yeah, there was a lot I could help you with there, but I think there's more to this map in terms of like it's a very mega heavy map, and I basically never saw you mega this whole game. And a lot of that is because there's no really chance to tell you when would be a good time because you're picking up so many of these last reds that there's no time to default and get the blast, the super speed, and the mega. And so Frost used mega a lot more than you did. And I think that was to his benefit in quite a few locations. So I actually just want to roll this back a bit and talk about the megas. You can basically always get one on this map. And what I will like to do is I will when I go to the default in the middle of the map, I will pick up a mega, and then I will pop the mega right before I grab the super speed. And so
Yeah.
I have a couple seconds of mega as I'm going to the next spawn. So there's a mega
Hmm.
like down here. There's two on this lane, right? So you can actually get
Hmm.
one of them and then pop it while picking up the next one. And you can just roll into 10 seconds of mega marble and roll that into a super speed over here, and then take the super speed and get to the next spawn while getting mega. So this, you can definitely chain megas a lot on this map, and it's very important to high level play.
Yeah.
But I mean, that entirely was absent in this sort of game. Frost was
Hmm.
still making an effort to use them, and it was very much like Sprawl, with where you like to like gyrocopter into a mega when going to that corner spawn. You can get these megas on the way to these corner spawns, and you're going to have a decent impact, right? So that's something I would like to see you experiment with more. Is like get comfortable with where these megas are as you're coming from
Okay.
here. Like this mega is great to grab. You did do this at the end of the game. Grab this mega, go up the ramp. Actually, I'll just watch it here. Yeah, there's a mega that you can grab there, and then up here you pop the mega, you get the super speed, and then you come up here and you get this blast, and then you have the high ground in a central location
Hmm.
with mega pop
Yeah.
with super speed ready to go. This is how you need to default on Acropolis. And
Okay.
really, you're playing against Frost, so like it's going to be a higher paced game, and you can't really do this all the time. But this is how I win Acropolis against many people. Is just
Hmm.
chaining the blast advantage with the megas. This is a very mega heavy
Hmm.
map, one of the most in the pool. So you're gonna have to
Yeah.
kind of adapt to that.
Hmm.
I know you're actually very good at megas. You've used them a lot on like Treasure Box and Sprawl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just try and like figure out where they are on this map. Um,
Hmm.
I can't really tell you how to use all of them or where to get all of them on this sort of like video, but I think if you want to get better at this map, you kind of should just go around and like do a lot of the rolling around between the spawns and just seeing where the megas are, because there's so many. You can basically just look out for them
Hmm.
and you'll get them whenever you want.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, this one is
I does
very
it.
good too for like this. This one
Yeah.
for this spawn, like when you start looking for them, you're gonna see what I mean.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. This is also good for like kind of a good lesson in like how to play defensively, like with the lead. I think that's something I need to work on, and I consider you to be like the best at that.
Yeah, it's definitely like something not many people look into. Like I know Jacob is very good at the stalling as well, but it's
Hmm.
not just time wasting. It's also like positioning and the amount of risks that you take. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into it, um,
Mhm.
and hopefully you're in a
Right.
position where you have a lead and you can get more practice with it. Because you also
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
play more risky when you're behind, and that's something that I would like to see from you as well. Is like amping up on the risk when you have a deficit.
Hmm.
Because right now it's like your risk profile is the same throughout the entire game, which is more than it should be.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
All right. Any questions?
No, I think that was pretty good.
Okay, awesome. Well, I will end the recording here.